Welcome back to another episode of Thinking That Matters. I'm Elizabeth Mahusay, your podcast host, and today marks the beginning of a new series that I will be rolling out with my very good friend Trish Littlejohn on women in their 50s.
Yeah. Hello, 50.
So 50s. just for perspective, Trish, tell them who you are, what you do, so that they understand the context that you bring to our conversation.
Okay.
And then we'll launch in.
All right. I am Trish Littlejohn, and I own a construction company with my husband, Trimark Home Construction. And Elizabeth is a coach, as you know. So Elizabeth has worked with me a long time, and I don't know, we met at Christmas time and just kind of had coffee and just caught up from the holidays and what's been going on. And I said, oh, yeah, 50s. You should make that a podcast.
And I said, you're right. I should. And here we are. I know. That was just really like 3 weeks ago that we met. And I was so excited for us to have this conversation because I'm just recognizing that a lot has changed since I crested into my 50s. Okay, so
Yes.
we have to be willing to be transparent. So
Yep.
I'm 54 and
I'm 56.
Right. And so I'm going to be 55 in April, and you're going to turn 57 later this year.
Yes.
So that people understand, kind of where we are in the 50s journey.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start here. I like to say to people, and I remember saying this to you when we met right before Christmas. I say my 40s best decade ever. Like I got a hysterectomy at 40. Okay. And once I got better from that, I was able to maintain my weight. I liked my body shape, like all those things. And then I crested into my 50s and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. I know.
So what would you say? Let's just get some back and forth on some of the major shifts from a body standpoint that we have dealt with being in our 50s.
Yeah, 50 is a tough one. I think you said your 40s. I would say probably my 30s when I felt good.
Okay.
I think one thing I noticed, not just about the body, I think it's about how people talk to you.
Tell me more.
I feel like when you are out and about, like go out to dinner with Fred or I go out with my husband, Mark, I feel like it's not the same. Sometimes I feel like the waiters might even flirt with you at times back in the day. I don't know. It's all in my head. If you all know me and you're watching this, you know I overthink things. But it's like, I think it takes longer to get ready. And then you go, why bother? I think your mind does all these crazy things like, you're in your 50s, no one's looking. And then I watch TV and I go, well, wait, Jennifer Aniston's 50, J-Lo's in her 50s. But they're all movie stars. But the truth is, you can see they've aged too. No matter how much work they've had.
That's right.
I swear it flipped a switch, did it not? Like they went
felt like it did.
And in 50s, I don't think you hit 50 and you feel it. But I think you hit 51 and then it kicks in. And all you ever heard as a kid when we were talking, remember? When you're a kid, when you were younger, middle 30s, whatever, they'll go, oh, wait till you have hot flashes.
Okay, so
That's all they had out
I know,
there.
and you're right. Hot flashes, like what they would talk about. I remember I think I was 41, and I had a friend who she probably was about 55 when she said this. She was talking about hot flashes, and she was joking that it's bad when all you want to do is run into the bathroom, strip down naked, and lay bare on the cold marble floor so that you can get some relief. And I remember sitting there, Trish, going, okay, that sounds like an exaggeration.
Never happening to me. That's what I thought.
Until
it does.
Until it does. Fred calls them power surges, like when I would have a power surge. And I can remember sitting at the kitchen table in my robe and a power surge would come on. It's like 30 degrees outside.
You feel like everybody sees your face is beat red, but it's not.
Oh, I know. I can remember opening up our back door, stepping outside, turning my body to the house, opening my robe so I can just give me the 30-degree weather. I'm so hot. It's ridiculous.
And you see everybody with their jacket on. You're like, I so have to get my jacket off. I am dying right now for 2 seconds.
It's so bad. Yeah. Okay, now, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely on the other side of hot flashes for the most part.
Yeah, I've not had it bad. I think it just comes now and then.
On every now and
but
again.
It's a very minimal. I think some people, I'll hear their stories. I'm like, oh, that is kind of bad. I don't say that, but I'm like, I don't have that bad. So I guess I got a good
perspective.
Perspective.
Yeah, all in perspective.
You know,
so
but
definitely hot flashes that's what most people talk about.
I think it's because it happens at a most inconvenient time or it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you're talking to somebody, maybe you're interviewing someone, and you're like, oh no, I'm getting one. And you can feel it come. Even though you know it won't last long, it feels like it's going to. And all of a sudden it makes you lose your train of thought.
Yes.
And it makes you feel insecure for a second.
Okay, but let's talk about the train of thought. That's another thing that is a real issue. I was really taken off guard. That's how I'm going to say it. When I started having like true brain fog, like feeling like I could not think clearly, or I would be on a clear train of thought and all of a sudden it's gone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm like, what just happened to me? I mean, you really start going, wait, am I crazy? And of course, the joke between Fred and I, when I say that, he's like, well, he jokes at me about it. But what has that been like for you?
Okay,
like your thought process?
Too, because you think men, especially our husbands, we've been married a long time. So they're like, ooh, is this a menopause moment? Can I say it? Can I tease? Oh, I better not say nothing. Because that heat, you're like, don't even think about it.
I might flame out of my mouth.
Yeah, because I'm taking my socks off. I'm like, I'm hot. I don't know. And then I put them back on, But the train of thought is kind of a tough one sometimes because you can be looking right at someone. You've known them forever, and you can't tell.
Can't remember their name. Do you have that?
Oh yeah, I go.
Speaking
Mark,
of hot, I can't. I've got to take this jacket off.
I have nothing under this, so I won't be doing that.
Word.
But, that's kind of I think as long as you're good enough to roll with things sometimes, because sometimes the menopause is worse than others, or the hot flash, or an uncomfortable feeling. But I think that's where some women are not there, if that makes sense. I do feel like I've lost some weight, and that has made a difference for me in some aspects too. So I think the weight, it's harder to get off. And I have a man doctor, and he even says it's hard to get off when you hit your age.
Okay, so
I don't care how much you work out.
So far, we've talked about hot flashes. We've talked about train of thought. Sorry. All right, now, no. Let's talk about weight, because I was very proud of myself. I'll just say it that way. In my 40s, again, once I had my hysterectomy, I was consistent in my workout. My weight would fluctuate a little, but coming out of COVID, and so now I'm 51, 52, I'm like, it's like no matter what I do, the weight keeps inching up.
But your body changes too. So
yes.
It's not even just weight. All of a sudden you go, wait, I just had these pants on, I think a week ago. Now all of a sudden they're too tight.
What in the world?
What did I eat? Or your shoulders are broader, or I don't know.
Yeah,
or you just try
agreed.
something on, it just seems odd. It doesn't look right anymore. So what's up with that?
Well, it's talking about your shoulders. I mean, even recognizing that they tend to want to roll forward the older you get. And I'm aware of this because Fred's a photographer.
Oh,
so I'm in front of the camera all the time. He's like, pull your shoulders back. And I'm thinking, I'm like,
you're like, I am.
I've got my shoulders back.
Yeah.
And so, but the weight is a real, I don't think they talk about it enough.
I don't think that about anything except a hot flash.
And I will say that, I think most women come into their 50s, like, I'm going to cardio my way out of the weight. And cardio is actually one of the worst things you can do for yourself.
Yep, I learned
in
that
your 50s.
Recently too. It's all
because
about
it
muscle
spikes your
tone.
cortisol.
Yeah.
And the higher your cortisol, the more your body holds on to the fat.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, I want you to share what you did to lose weight. For me, I engaged with a personal trainer who really helped me to rethink the nutrition piece and also what you just said, heavy weightlifting.
Well, that and just cutting out some of the things in my diet. I thought, okay, this will help. And then having a doctor to work with me on it as well. And then watching stuff. But I have to tell you, I save a lot of Pinterest. I'll see Pinterest things. I swear my phone reads my mind as well.
Of course, because it's always listening.
I did start watching this lady, and she was like talking about menopause. Like she's going to be 60, right? But she's talking about menopause. And just that alone made me go, oh, she can relate. And she looked amazing. Now, she talks about, hey, you can do this too. It's just about So I think there's so much on the internet now, even if you're not talking to these people or you don't know them, people are out there giving you ideas on how you just know that you're not all by yourself.
Right.
And I think that's too what we were talking about this podcast. Like, I go make that a podcast, Elizabeth, because no one told us that this is going to happen.
It's so true.
And the doctors don't prepare you. Even if you're going to your doctor, they don't say, they might say, oh, you're going to have menopause. Oh, you're in menopause.
But they don't talk about what the symptoms are.
Hot flash is all we've ever heard.
Exactly.
Why is that?
What about cortisol poisoning?
Yeah.
Oh my word, that's a real thing. For those of you listening, like by the time I was 50, between 52 and 53, I started getting pain in my shoulder and in my hips.
Yeah.
Like my hips would hurt so badly. Yeah. I mean, I was shaking my head going, what is wrong with me? Like, I am not 80.
Yeah.
And, come to find out, it was cortisol buildup.
Yeah.
And it's like a real thing.
A real thing. And you feel like and you feel like you're kind of all by yourself. I think that in your 50s is kind of a hard one too, because I do feel like you don't know who you share it with. Like, do we share it with a girlfriend? What if they're not 50? What if they are in their 50s? I mean, and to be honest, sometimes you get with your girlfriends, you just want to have fun and laugh, you might make a joke and then move on. I think you and I, even when we met, we joked a little bit, but then we kind of talked a little bit more about it. And it was almost like a piece of mind, like, oh, because you feel all by yourself.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're not all by yourself.
You are not there.
And there's women out there that aren't as vocal possibly about it, that are dealing with it, maybe not in the most positive way, or thinking they're all by themselves in it. I don't know.
And I think, going back to the weight gain that comes in your 50s, that is much harder to get off.
No matter what you do.
The other challenge that we see, on, like, for example, on social media is it's the quick fixes.
Always. Yeah.
Get this, do this. It's lose weight fast.
Yeah, Amazon can deliver that. I'm ordering it.
Yeah, but to your point of the other piece of the puzzle beyond the nutrition, because when I engaged Desiree from a standpoint of personal training and trying to better get a handle on my nutrition, what I recognized right away is I don't eat nearly enough protein.
Oh yeah,
like. When she was like, she started me, I don't know, it was something like 85 grams or 100 grams of protein. I remember the first couple of times I was like, oh my word, like I have to eat so much protein.
Yeah.
And then of course my body adjusted, but I recognized pretty quickly, I'm like, oh, I've been eating a bunch of junk.
Yeah, and it does help. If you eat the right stuff, I do think it can help us feel better just in general, right? Do you still get a hot flash? Sure. Do you still feel bad? I think your strength in your hands and some of your strength training, I think it's important too, because I feel like sometimes you can't even open a jar.
Exactly.
Go, what? I mean, I'm like, really? It's that bad? Like, what happened to me? But because it feels like it's just all of a sudden.
It does feel like it's all of a sudden.
It does.
I'm sure it didn't necessarily happen overnight. Because I think in our 50s, we're like, we both own businesses. Yeah. We're entrepreneurs. It's not like we have time to sit around and contemplate, what's happening in our bodies.
Okay, but didn't you grow up too? It would be an excuse. Like if you said, "Oh, I'm in menopause," or "I'm like," or "You're on your period." I hate to say,
my word, yes.
When I was in school, and my friends would be like, or they're like, "Oh, I have cramps." I'm like, so like. I kind of was like, what? So I don't think we give ourselves that right to complain about.
That's
we're
true.
Seeing menopause as a complaining thing. So we don't even talk about it. We might joke and then we're on to the next.
I know.
Instead of doing this.
That is so true. Right? You and I don't. Like, I mean, as soon as you said that about
our generation, they didn't give us that. We didn't get to complain.
But I remember
my mom would never let me stay home from school because I had cramps. Like, what?
Well,
my mom was
mine didn't either. But I know that it happened when we were that
and
age.
Some people might have had them really bad.
That's true.
I just wasn't, but I don't even know.
But maybe
I didn't. But
that's true though. But I think for some women there is a higher tolerance, or
always.
whether like a pain tolerance,
or
just a no excuse mindset,
Yeah.
like this is not an excuse. Like I just have to keep going forward.
Yeah. It's just part of life. Right?
Find a way.
Yeah,
Right.
find a
Like
way.
I'm hot. I'll take my socks off. To your point.
I'm like, all of a sudden my feet are froze. I'm like, I gotta get my socks back on. And it was like a minute later.
The amount of time I would spend like covers on. I'm cold. I'm hot. Covers off. Oh,
Don't
thank
you just
goodness
roll
for the
over?
cold air.
You just roll over and
now
you're
I'm
like,
cold.
I gotta get the
covers on.
blanket off.
Okay, ridiculous.
Okay, does Fred touch you? And you're like, he's like, whoa, you're a little hot today.
Oh my goodness, yes. And when he's trying to be funny, he literally will take his pinky and like touch my hot body. And I'm like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Like even the tip of his pinky, anything to disrupt. I'm like, I can't take it now. It's better now, but when I was at my peak of the hot flashes, and also too before I got a hold of my eating and the cortisol issue, did you wake up at 3 a.m?
Oh, yeah.
3:30?
I'm like, all right.
Can't go back to sleep?
I'm like, well, I got stuff to do, I guess, so I'll just get up.
I mean,
Yeah, sleep is another one. I was thinking that when you're talking, because sleep is another thing. You just don't get enough rest. And then when you do have a really good night's rest, I'm like, oh, that felt really good. Like you, but I'm like, why? What did I do different? I don't know. Because it's not like you're eating late at night. You're not, but it is still part of the hormonal change. And again, I don't care if it's a woman doctor or a man, they still don't tell you. They tell you all these other things. Maybe it's because everybody has a little something different. Hot flash is just part of it, but your hair gets thinner. Your eyelash. I'm like, what?
I'm like, where are my eyelashes going?
I go, huh?
Where are my eyebrows going?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I go, oh. That,
and the ones that I have now, I've got some gray ones. I'm like, what is that? Oh my word.
Yeah.
I'm like,
those are the visual things. And then I'm like, oh, Trish, really? Like, it could be so much worse. But then I'm like, but do you have that? Like,
I know.
And it shouldn't be a secret. I think 50 should get a little bit more PR because you're going to hit 50, have fun, and yay for the balloon, you turn 50, and now everything's downhill.
Everything feels downhill from here.
I see the friends that have turned 60, and they look amazing, and I never remember hearing them talk about it. And if you say, oh, being in your 50s, so does it just flip a switch when you're 60, and all of a sudden it's all gone? Does that happen to them, you think? I don't know, because the ones that are 60 look great. I've never heard them say nothing. So is it that we are now just starting to come out and talk about?
Yeah.
Because no one gave you grace to talk about it? The movie stars don't talk about it either.
Well, they don't, and there's also
the life of a movie star to a woman movie star. The women, those actors, they call them actors. I guess I always think of an actress, but they don't get as many roles after they get older. They hit a peak,
they don't,
and then they're done.
At least that's my perception.
Yeah,
that's my perception.
That's
is
then
that they
their
don't get as many
changes.
roles.
You don't see them as much in movies. I mean, it's a fact, right?
Yeah. And it makes you wonder.
Older age.
You
Look
makes
at
you
Demi
wonder.
Moore. She's a prime example.
Yeah. Is that why there's so much Botox? There's so much filler. There's so much chemical peel because there is
just right.
There is this sense of it's not okay to age. I've said to Fred multiple times, when I waver, just remind me, it is about aging gracefully.
Yeah.
I want to age gracefully. I don't want to be obsessed about aging. I want to be mindful of my body, thus why I engaged with Desiree. And I will say, eating better, I lost 23 pounds.
Yeah,
I'm sleeping better.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the best I've felt in my 50s, right, since I turned 50.
I feel like it's not even, I want to be thin. The weight is just harder to get off. And once it's off, you're like, I just can't have it back. No matter how much you want to eat something you shouldn't eat, it's like I can't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, and 50 it's almost like everything shuts off and just says, the devil works overtime then. He's like, I'm not letting you get it off. And you pray, you think, okay, what, am I all by myself in this? Because there's got to be, because it isn't always about being thin, or I don't want to be so vain to think, well, I can't have a wrinkle or something. And I know people have good genetics, because people do. It is what it is. But every once in a while, people in Texas are so good to say, I had a mini facelift, Trish, back in the day. I go, oh, you did? And I feel like going, well, you look great, but thanks for sharing. Because I thought, oh, no, because I'm like, well, how did you? But, at least they own that. And I appreciate it because they did it earlier on in life. So now you don't notice it so much, but I don't know. I'm not I'm not a person that can take any hormonal things either. I have this heart condition, as you know, so I can't take stuff. So I do think some people take medication to help them keep it at bay. Now,
I think you're right.
Mark
I think
wishes I could take medication.
I think hormone replacement therapy for many is definitely super helpful.
Yeah.
Now, I've not done any hormone replacement therapy.
So I don't know how that works. I'm sure the viewers out there are going to say, hey, I take that, so it's really helped me a lot with the sleep or whatever.
Right.
So I don't know that feeling. I won't get that opportunity.
So then maybe this podcast is for the women who aren't on HRT, as they call it, hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
And, we'll just do a mid-podcast disclaimer. Trish and I are not medical professionals. We are not, we are not giving you specific advice that you should follow. We're just talking about our own experience of what it's like to be in our 50s. Okay, so I have to know.
Yes.
Because we go to the same hair gal.
Yes.
We both love Tracy.
Yes, she's a sweetheart.
You talked about the hair thinning.
Yes.
And which that is so true.
Yes.
Which getting your hair colored helps that because it just helps to make your hair thicker. For those of you who don't know that.
Yes.
But I have found in my 50s that like one of my goals in life is how do I go the longest amount of time without having to wash my hair? What say you, Trish?
Yes, that's true. Well, I think she tells us that too. Like if you can go longer, because truly your hair doesn't get as greasy, or maybe when we were younger, it just felt that way. I don't know, did it? Because I don't wash my hair every day. I try to do twice a week.
That's about what I run, twice a week.
Yeah, and I
use dry shampoo.
But
I use dry shampoo.
Oh, you do? Well, I'm going to tell you another secret. She had these little powder things at her salon one day. I go, is that to help for the gray to drag it out? Because, you can't get there as soon as you want sometimes. Or you wake up one morning and go, oh, it's really gray today. And I have what? I mean, I do wear a ball cap. If you don't know me a lot, I do wear a hat a lot. But there's a powder. So I'd seen it. I see that
on the roots, right?
Yes, and I've done that. So it doesn't look as dramatic.
Yeah.
And even though we're blonde, it's like, okay, there's a lot more white coming in than I'd like. So a little bit to help.
The sparkles actually help. That's what I like to call them. The sparkles help because I'm naturally brown.
Okay.
I have not been my natural color 25 years. Yeah. I don't know, a long time.
Yeah.
And so
I probably would be what do they call it? I'm blonde, but my hair was really white when I was a kid. And then growing up, as I got older, that dirty blonde.
Dirty blonde, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I would be too. And sometimes I go to her and I always, poor Tracy. I mean, if y'all have a hairdresser that just listens to your craziness, I'll go, hey, do you think, I like this lady's picture. I like the hair color, the blonde, right? Because you think blonde's everybody has different color blonde. Right. And she'll go, oh, I can appreciate that. She's really pretty, like you said, but I think that's going to wash you out. I go, what? Because you have to be the right color, because it is true. Our skin tones are different. I even think that. I feel like I've gotten a lot lighter as I gotten older in my face because I'm always covering it up to be outside. Where I was a kid, I was out in the sun all the time. And now the joy of the sunspots on your face, that's me too.
Okay, so let's talk about that, like how your skin changes.
It's sunspot, maybe it's age spot.
Like your skin looks thinner.
Yes.
And then the aging spots, and you're like, where did those come from?
I know. Well, okay, so some women, they'll always say, if you, like Dolly Parton, have you ever looked, she has these gloves she wears, but they blend with the outfit. I'm like, ooh, I better start getting on Amazon for that, because someday it's going to need that. Because I don't feel like
she wears gloves
on the back of your hand. So they're like fingerless, but they're always a glove that goes on. So that's on the radar.
Okay, I have not seen that.
I think when I turn 60, I'm going to wait. But I don't feel like I see it on my... Yeah, people always say you can tell on the back of your hand.
I think my hands are fairly good.
So does your dermatologist tell you to put sunscreen on your hands?
Yes.
So you don't age there.
Yeah.
So women show their age in their hands even. Because some women have had something for the face, but not in the hands. But this is so much extra. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, well, just eat a candy bar. That's like,
oh, man, if I were dairy allergic and gluten-free, Snickers.
Hey, so you think that, I just blame that on menopause too. You think that happened to us because we're getting older? We can't have this stuff now? Everybody has some allergic reaction.
Okay, so here is my non-medical proof opinion. Yeah. I think I became dairy allergic after I had my gallbladder out.
Oh, okay. All right.
When as I've gotten older and, ideally more wiser, and I started thinking back to when I had my gallbladder out and when I started having the symptoms and then like the progression, that is, I'm like, you know what? So I wonder if that is what led to me not being able to tolerate the dairy. I mean, it's a true allergy. Like I can't have it at all. Yeah. And then 4 years after I gave up dairy is when I gave up gluten.
Yeah,
and
gluten, I watch it a lot. I don't know. I can say I'm allergic to it because sometimes I eat stuff and it didn't seem to bother me, but I don't know. I just like to blame menopause sometimes just because. I just think, can a man get menopause? Can't they get something sometimes?
Fred calls it manopause.
Manopause. Oh,
manopause.
Okay, so what is that for them? That they have to deal with us? Oh, that's right.
Well, they may have, it may be that they have to deal with us, but I mean, men also go through their own shifts. Well, maybe. I mean, there's a reason why we have low testosterone centers for true. Men. I mean, they're having hormone shifts as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but he calls it manopause. So anyway.
He's always laughing out.
Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy.
Yeah.
All right. So for purposes of our time today,
yes,
I want us to talk a little bit about a thing that I've noticed. I saw a post from Suzanne Reed. Okay. She was talking about friends, and I know you and I have, we have some core people that we consider to be friends. But one of the things I commented on her post, which I agreed with her post about just the value of a faithful friend, and how much you're so grateful for it. And one of the things I said to her is I have a dear friend. She's 20 years our senior. Mm-hmm. And she said to me probably 20 years ago, Elizabeth, the older you get, the fewer your friends will be. She said it. Your circle tends to narrow when it comes to friends. What say you? Like, let's talk about friendship in our 50s.
I think that's a valid point. I think sometimes I feel like we're halfway through our life, they say, right? So I feel like you see people differently. All of a sudden, I think you mature in your own self. You just mature and you're grounded a little bit more because you are a little older. Even though you want to look in the mirror and go, I'm not that old. I'm vintage or whatever they say. No matter if you're a grandmother, if you're not, or you're just a mom, or your mom and a grandmother, all these things. So as a woman, it's already hard. I think we get scrutinized all the time about everything, typically, right? When we stand up, and I don't know about you, but every man I can think of comments on my shoes half the time, and I'm like, who notices women's shoes? But women usually, I thought, but men will comment on mine just because I like to wear goofy shoes sometimes. But we're so critical sometimes of each other. And I think when we hit our 50s, some of it just we don't care as much now. I think now we're trying to live life and enjoy things, but the friends around us maybe are still that age gap. I feel like you don't know if you fit in the 60 and older or you fit in the 50 and younger because you're trying to figure it out yourself. Maybe is that why 50 seems odd for friendships?
That's a good point.
Because you go to somewhere and you're like, you find out the women are, 60 and older. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that's old either. But I don't know that I have a lot in common. All of a sudden they're talking about stuff. I'm like, I wasn't born yet. I don't, and it doesn't, I don't mean it bad.
I know.
But if you're with the kid, the girls are in their 30s or 40s, they're in a different, especially social media, right? All this stuff is so much different. So that too plays into effect. So then I go, okay, I don't know where I fit. So I'm just going to stay in my world by myself because it'll be easier. I think. I don't know, but I think the friendship things maybe changed because of the age. And maybe because when we were in our 30s, just think when we were in our 30s, just then, and like 40, not so much, but 30, you thought of women that were in their 60s, they were kind of older.
Oh, for sure.
So now we're there almost. And we're like,
maybe that's part of our challenge is we're struggling with because I do know I have had moments, even just recently, where I'm like, how did I get to be this age?
Yeah.
Like, how is it that my parents are that age?
Yeah.
Like,
because the older you get, the more you don't think it's that old. If you heard somebody passed away at 80, you go, oh, well, that's not, they were still young.
And then you start going, I'm not that far from there.
No. So I think that's why life changes for you. And then I feel like the friends that I know that are 60, they're pretty grounded in their life.
Yes.
It's like they got over that hump of, I'm in my 50s. Maybe. They don't say that. I don't really ask them. I do ask a lot of questions in life, but I don't ask them.
You're not asking them
now
that
I'm going
specifically.
to. I think now they think about it, I'll ask them. But I feel like they don't act that way. But I think you start centering, because life is so much shorter for us now. We center ourselves around the people that are energy givers, not energy suckers, as some people will say. Like, because sometimes you don't have anything to give back, or you're not getting anything from that friendship. Maybe.
Okay, so that's actually.
I don't mean it negative in any way. So hopefully it's not coming across that way.
Well,
you know what I'm saying,
I do
right?
know what you're saying. You know, John Gordon in his book, The Energy Bus, he calls them energy vampires.
Yeah, there's some terms out there for sure.
And so, you know, it's true. I think, because think about it, with even just what we were joking about it, but it is real. The cortisol, the weight gain, the lack of sleep, the hot flashes, like all of these things that are happening for us as women.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't have time for the drama. I don't have time or the energy
Or you passed that.
to give out to someone who's an energy vampire.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about
Yeah,
that.
because we go to bed at 9 now.
Okay, I would love to go to bed at 9, but you're right. But I think,
and I'm not saying 40 I think we had more energy in our 40s than you have
hands down
now. And it's not because, probably because we get up at 3 o'clock now instead of, a normal time, because our hormones are
But
crazy.
you know what, though? That is an excellent point, that when you think about, it is true. Maybe it's because, so our 50s, our bodies are changing so much. We're going through a lot of transition. Our energy level is not the same as what it was. So so it's not just dealing with the body, the bodily changes. It's also dealing with the mental and emotional shifts. Like you're trying to, how do I want to say this? You're trying to wrap your head around that you are aging.
Yes.
That you're not in your 40s anymore. That your energy level is less, and the energy that you do have, it's consumed in trying to keep your head in a good space.
Yes.
So I do think there's something to be said for that. And I also, here's my other thing I want to ask you. I find in my 50s, like what I crave when it comes to friendship is depth of conversation.
Oh, there's a good one. Yeah.
Like for example, when we met on Christmas Eve, we had depth of conversation. We weren't like, oh, how are you? How's life? All this surface level that so often conversations are stuck in. Like I crave depth.
There wasn't a lot of small talk.
Yes.
Maybe that's it.
Yes.
I think small talk is okay briefly, sometimes because you're just in passing.
Well, sure, because that's how you build rapport, right?
We've known each other a long time, but we don't see each other that much. So yeah, we kind of got after it, and then we kind of hit on point in a roundabout way. And to be honest, I've always seen you as always like put together, all these things. So I'm like, I think I had a moment I just let go, and I said something to you about being 50, like, and it wasn't like even joking around, just kind of like said it, and you go, you know what, I know how you feel too, and then you kind of open a eye and go, you did? No, not Elizabeth Mahusay. There's no way you felt like I did, because I already know I'm an overthinker and some of these other things. But the truth was, I think it was like that free pass for a couple minutes. And then it just tied us back into some other things. And really, we just got together to have some coffee, and that was it. But the time went quick, but I felt like that time was so full of so many good thoughts. And
it was life-giving.
Yes, it was
life-giving. And that's the value of
energy
depth.
Giving.
Energy giving.
It was just about
that's where
things.
to me, depth of conversation is energy giving.
Yes.
Even when we're talking about maybe hard things, right? Not necessarily you and I, but just in general. And so I find that and maybe it's just because each person is dealing with their own internal challenges, their own external bodily changes, that it's just harder in our 50s to connect in with from a friendship standpoint. Now, you have been very intentional. I've noticed this about you. And it's not just you. There's a group of you. What do you all do? You have a dinner club. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the dinner club.
Because that's a very intentional way to build friendship and to maintain it.
Yeah, it is. Sheila Williamson did it and started a long time ago. I think we decided the group has been together 7 years.
Wow.
7 years. So we meet, it's always somebody's turn to have it at their home. That was part of being in the group. You had to be willing to have people come to your house, have dinner. But it's your decision as a host to decide what you want to do with it. So either you pick, maybe you have Hawaiian night. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. And so everybody has to show up and show up in Hawaiian clothes if they want it. But the menu is what the host decides. But everybody brings a dish, and the host tells them what to bring. So it's kind of cool. So everybody's bringing something. The host is the host, obviously she's like, clean your house and just be ready to set your table somewhat, right? Well, we don't even have enough at our table for everyone, so we have to sit at our bar too. So it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Dinner club, like 5 forks and all that. But because I
don't have 5 forks.
all the women in the group are very good cooks. I'm the one that goes, I don't know. I think I just have enough forks for enough, like 5 people. But my mom would be like, Trish, because my family went like that. But yes, we get together, we hang out. People bring appetizers. The host sometimes has a little something, but it's a theme night in a sense. Not so much about clothes, where to wear something, but we just sit around, conversate afterwards. We actually have last few years we've been doing like a Secret Santa thing or a white elephant gift, and that's separate from we alternate maybe who will have the Christmas at their house, but we do it for the whole year. So when we get together in December, then we decide the dates for the following year, so we can kind of plan, and we hope to stick to the dates, and that way the hosts know who's hosting at that time, because it is a little preparation to get together.
And so you said how many people are part of the dinner club?
I think we have 5 couples. Is that
That's
right?
awesome.
I think 5 couples. So yeah, we've had people ask about, hey, I'd love to get in that group. I saw it post. And so early on, we all decided that maybe it wouldn't be a good idea to allow anyone else in, and I could be wrong, maybe they're going to change it, I don't know. And I didn't get the memo, I'm not sure. Or menopause, I'm just kidding. but because it was hard to get everybody together and to try to get everyone on the same schedule.
I think the larger the group,
it made it harder to be together. And then I feel like you'd be like you come in and we've all been together so long, and we don't all hang out all the time together. So when we do get together, it's not. Now some of them hang out a little bit more often than others, but when we do get together, it's just kind of a fun evening, and then we're maybe a couple months before the next one gets together. I don't think we've posted it as much when we get together now as we used to, maybe because people
are asking to join.
Well, no, that, and we felt guilty because somebody would say, hey, such and such said something about they would love to be part of it. And as much as it wasn't a personal thing that we didn't like someone, we were like, I think it'll be harder because everybody's house is only so big. So technically it's hard because we do like to sit together, make it that kind of.
But I think it is a great idea for.
Oh, I think people should all day long.
I think it's a great idea for those listening. How could you start your own dinner club, right? And I love that for you all. I mean, you all happen to be married, all of you.
Yes.
And that's important as well, where couples are able to hang out and have friendships with other couples.
Yes.
I think that actually could be something to be said for part of our friendship discussion here. We are in the age of what they call the gray divorce, where people, who have been married 20, 25 years are getting divorced. So we have people like us in their 50s who were married 25, 30 years, now divorced.
Yes.
Well, we're still married. So then it becomes, like I want to hang out with another couple. Like Fred and I want to hang out with another couple, for example. So then I think the friendship dynamic shifts because relationships have shifted. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think so. I think too, our group has went through, everybody's had challenges. Maybe they went through hardship financially. Maybe they've been sick. So when we get together, we all kind of know what that other one's been going through. So sometimes we do little stuff for that.
Right.
So that group's been good for that. But I do think it is nice. I tell Mark, it's fun to be with couples. Mark has a good friend that hangs out with us, and he's kind of like an older brother to me at times. But it is nice to be with couples because I think it helps you grow as a couple.
Yeah.
Mark and I's age difference is quite a bit. So sometimes we will be with couples that are closer more to his age. So I have, with being 12 years different, sometimes I feel a little bit, it's fun to think you're the youngest one in the room, but at the same time, I feel behind.
Right.
Or I can't I'm not able to socialize quite as much with them because I don't know that dynamic.
Because
I really wasn't
they've
around
lived 12 years longer.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't.
Or they're 15 years older than I am.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's nothing wrong with it. I don't. But
time doesn't make us
different.
equal, right?
No,
and it is a healthy respect for people who have lived longer.
It is.
But it goes back to what you were saying, is that here we are in our 50s trying to go, so like, can we hang out with people in their 60s and like really connect?
Yeah.
But then people in the 40s, do we have the energy to, to hang out there? So I just think that's why conversations like this are important, so that those listening, and for those of you who are listening and you're a woman in your 50s, we want you to comment. We want you to let us know, what are the things you're struggling with, you're dealing with. What topics would you like for us to bring to future episodes?
What about makeup? What kind of makeup do you wear? Because so it doesn't sink into your creases, as they say, on Reels or something. I'll watch the stuff.
My
and I'm
word.
like, I'm on Amazon. I want to order that. What is that?
I know.
And I'm thinking, I didn't even think of that. Because they'll say, you're a little older now, so you're dry. Your skin's dry. You should buy this makeup. I go, I didn't know that. Like, I'm going to, Mark's
I know, and then you end up with 5 different brands of makeup because you've been enticed on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram.
Like, what is that? And then you see somebody else, you're like, well, they have good makeup. I better ask them where they got it.
That is so funny.
But they don't say that either. Like, you don't realize
I'm writing
your
that.
Skin is really changing that much.
Yeah, it's so true. I'm going to write that down because I think that's a good future topic. And so, okay, let's as we wrap up. Here's what I want to ask you, and then I'll close us out.
Cool.
What's one encouragement you would give someone in their 50s listening in terms of staying the course, or staying encouraged in this season that we're in?
Well, that's a couple things. One, I would watch positive things about women that are in their 50s. And I would read some good books that are out there. And do your own homework and know that you're not all by yourself. And you will know the friend to call and say, I'm kind of feeling bummed today and I'm not even sure why. Or I'm kind of not feeling, I don't know, sometimes we just have that moment, don't you, where you're like, I'm just not, it's not that you feel sick, you just don't feel yourself.
Yeah.
And I think even this last year, I think I commented on this with you. I said, I have a lot of noise.
Yes.
There was a lot of extra noise in my world. And I was like, what? And I couldn't figure it out. And I say noise, but it's not noise. It was just a lot of distractions. Yeah. It was about being in big rooms with lots of people. And because of the way I think or analyze sometimes too much, that part was bothering me. I think this year is so much different for me. I'm not sure if it was a health reason I was having those concerns last year. And it wasn't that I've ever been around people that are not mean to me or anything as such. But I kind of felt by myself. Last year alone, I felt that way a little bit, and then the distraction. So I hope if anyone's listening, they have to know that that's just part of what we maybe go through, but please don't keep it to yourself. Yes. Reach out to people that you feel close to, or maybe you're not really, really close to them, but they'll still understand what you're talking about.
Yes.
Right? I mean,
yeah,
does that make sense?
It does make sense. And so my encouragement for the person listening in terms of how to stay encouraged is, I'm going to echo what you say. Make sure that you're connecting with people that you can be open and honest about where you are. Be curious, ask questions. Yes. I love that you said do your own research to help learn for yourself on how to manage the things that are changing and going on in your life. And I would also say for the person listening, you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, now
enjoy it.
Yes, enjoy it. And while you're enjoying it, now is the time to build strong thinking patterns in your mind that will help you go through the changes and the transitions of your 50s. Yes. Because that, like, part of what I see in you and I, and we hang out with people that are like this, we do know who we are. And even in the midst of all of what sometimes feels like our bodies in disarray, our minds in disarray, we know who we are. And that in a way helps to keep us moving forward, even when we feel like there's more noise. Even when we wake up and we think, I just don't feel myself. I think that's an important, do the work when you're younger to cultivate thinking that matters, because when you cultivate thinking that matters when you're younger, it makes it far more manageable to go through this 50 life that we are in. Well, Trish, thank you so much for being on the show. Awesome. I'm already looking forward to our next episode.
I know, me too. I'm sure we'll have so much to talk about that.
All right, listen, be sure to subscribe. Give us a review that helps us to extend our viewership. And if you've seen this or you're listening to it as a result of it being posted on social media, we want you to share it out, tag some of your 50 and fabulous friends so that we are able to extend our reach and our encouragement.